How did you first meet Mr. Morrow? What kind of work did he first do for you?
So I had asked for a reference on Facebook, in our town Facebook page, and a few people had recommended him, had work done previously. We started, I believe, about August of 2021, and he replaced a couple of windows for me, replaced a door screen, he installed a couple of bathroom vanities, and he even did a floor in our upstairs bathroom.
Mr. Morrow, how did you go about this project to begin with? What was the discussion you initially had?
After the last bathroom vanity was done, she had asked me about doing some flooring, and I showed her pictures of the flooring jobs I have done. Some of them, I have a lot. She liked them. Come to an agreement on it, and I ended up driving many hours, picking up in 3 different towns. Brought it to her house, got tearing the old stuff out and replaced it with new.
So you tore up all the floors
Yes,
that were there.
and hauled off all the old.
And then you started to lay the new. And can you explain to us how that's done? Does that have to be done very precisely?
You have to lock the joints under and in,
Okay.
and then tap them in the rest of the way to lock.
Okay.
And you'll hear them click. And she said they shifted. They should have never shifted because when it's locked, it does not come apart.
So this is a photograph of the floors. Is that like in the first week or two that you were working, or is that later on?
I'd say first week or two.
Did he do a significant amount of work in the first couple of weeks?
He started that, and then he started another section.
Okay.
And when you're doing that kind of flooring, you can't start one section and another and hope that it meets up.
Yes,
Okay,
you
is that
can.
true?
No, that's
And
not
so
true.
Okay. So why do you believe that you can't start at different areas and come together and hope that they lock up? Where does that knowledge come from? Because I don't know about floors. So
I've
tell me.
laid some before.
Okay.
My husband and I had done our upstairs. It's like almost like a puzzle. So you build one,
And
they
you've got
lock,
to go
and the
out
next.
from the initial place.
Right.
Okay.
And then you just keep going.
So, Mr. Morrow, is that accurate?
No.
Tell me.
If you know
from
how
your
to, if
perspective.
you know how to run a tape measure and read it, you measure your rooms. You can actually go from room to room. You start 2 and bring them in together and lock them in. There's no problem with it. Yeah, there is certain spots you can't do that, but you can bring a different room in separately and tie it in.
Okay, so in your experience, that works
Yeah,
if
I've
you're
done
doing
it in
different
several.
rooms.
I've done
Okay.
it
It just wouldn't have worked in mine because it's a big open room with an island.
All right, so this is clearly a point of disagreement, but let's move forward just a little bit. So everything was okay until Mr. Morrow got COVID?
Well, no.
Okay,
everything
what was
wasn't
the
okay.
first problem y'all had?
The first problem was over a week went by and we were left with a floor not done, which was only supposed to take a week.
Is that true?
Never a set date.
Did you have any type of estimate, Mr. Morrow, about how long this project was going to take?
A week or two, depending on.
Okay.
Actually, you know, it just depends on the flooring and how things lay.
Okay, so you anticipated maybe a week or two?
Yes.
And also, so I have a small hallway, and the way he laid the hallway was he cut all of the pieces the same length and kind of dominoed them through
Okay.
the hallway so they would buckle. When you're laying flooring like that, it's really important
Not
that
true.
they be offset. If you don't offset it, they will just fold. And so when we were walking up and down our hallway where this was laid, it was crunching every time we'd walk. on
Okay,
it.
so if you had this problem just a few days in, and he was doing what you claim are just sort of these basic things wrong, why continue the project with him? Why not say, geez, you are not even laying flooring the correct way?
Since he had done the first floor,
Yeah.
I was trusting that he would be able to come back and fix it.
Okay.
And he talked about bringing a friend in. And quite frankly, when it got to be about March or April, I had to go back and check my text messages. Like, how did we get all the way here with this floor not done?
Assuming everything went perfectly smooth, is the plaintiff's estimate that it would only take about a week?
Oh, it could have been done. It could have been done in 3 days if they.
Could have been done in 3 days.
Yes, sir. If it had been
So you
smooth.
started work in December, and then a number of things started to happen.
Yes, sir.
You got COVID. You got into
Well, I ended up with no rear end in my truck because the rear end went out of it.
you
started
had
riding my
car
bike.
problems, and then you got into a motorcycle accident,
Yes, sir.
which,
Put me out 2 months actually.
and then in between all of this, the floor shifted. Now, why would it?
I don't even. It's a floating floor. There's really. I don't know if it's-
Floating floor.
They're considered floating floors. You
Why?
never take it all the way to the edge tight. You have to have leave room in it so it can move. I don't know if it was the walking on it, which should have never been.
Wouldn't people be expected to walk on a floor?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should have never come apart. Never.
You agree that it shifted and you had to do it again.
Yes, sir.
So you tore it up, and then all of these delays kept falling on your shoulders.
Yeah, I couldn't
As
get
a
down
matter
there.
of fact, the plaintiff engages you in December for a job that you say you could have done in 3 days, and now
If
we're
things
into
wouldn't have-
June.